Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you for joining us today and welcome to this collaborative webinar between PMC and Visual Planning on automotive production. I am Brian from PMC. I will be the presenter for today's presentation. I'll be mostly in the background, handling any questions, making sure if you guys have any sound issues. Please be sure to use the Q&A feature at the bottom so I can go out and help you in the background if you have any issues like that. But without further ado, I'd like to turn things over to our first presenter, Bob from PMC. Bob, take it away.
Thank you, Brian. I'd like to tell you a little bit about PMC, where we came from, how long we've been around, and a little bit about our clients. PMC has been around since 1979. We've done well over 7,000 projects with well over 600 clients. We have 150 diverse employees throughout the world. And we are Autodesk and a Siemens solution provider. Below, you can see a few of our large customers. As you can see, that we concentrate in several different fields, not only automotive, but we're also in the food industry, healthcare industries, and really just any industry that could use process improvements. PMC specializes in several areas. Some of our core expertise revolve around reality capture, industrial engineering, simulation modeling, safety and quality, geospatial services, jig and fixture design, and steel detailing. We'll wait here just a second so you can review the screen and see some of the specialties within each area. As you can see, some of the areas do actually cross over into each other, which complements well with our services. That's saying that each service could actually lead into the next service, and doing everything together could bring you into a total BIM facility or smart factory, as it may be. As I was saying, we service a wide client base. Some of our bigger clients include aerospace, automotive, consumer products. We do a lot of simulation within pedestrian flow in places such as stadiums, evacuation, large cities, or just small buildings. We work within durable goods, within the education industry, energy, farming equipment, fast food industry, medical and garment, warehousing, recycling plants, and many, many others. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Sean from Visual Planning. Visual Planning is a partner of ours at PMC. We do many projects together. And today the presentation will be revolving around the Visual Planning software. Sean, please.
Hello, everybody. Sean over here with Visual Planning. Hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for the introduction, Brian and Bob. Much appreciated. So as mentioned, we work across all the industries horizontally as well. We service over 5,000 clients across these industries. We have user bases that range from anywhere from 5 to 10 users all the way up to our biggest client, EDF, the world's largest utility provider. And just to show you scalability, volume, and some flexibility, they use us for over 85,000 users with 36 different applications. So as far as a tool that fits to your needs, attacks your pain points, we're very easily flexible and can scale as your company grows as well. Our goal is to cut out 70% of how you're currently doing your scheduling. So we want to make things efficient, easy for you guys, something where you log into the system, it's very easy to use, and something that's enjoyable. The benefits of visual planning. So right out the box, we're going to save you time. We're going to make sure that you have an easy, efficient way to track production line, view your critical path, have visual different cues onto your resource capacity, and be able to easily see if there's any bottlenecks going on within your production plan. Everything will be easily consistent and traceable. So you'll be able to look up any data that's within the system. This could be a VIN number. This could be someone that was assigned to a project, some type of history within the project, but everything will be easily within one click so that you can find any information that you're looking for. With visual planning, we're going to take out all the risk of scheduling and resource planning. So there'll be permissions and user rights set up so that you can make sure only the people that log into the system are doing what they're supposed to within the business rules. We'll have constraints and indicators set up so that, for example, you won't be able to double book machines if you're not able to have that type of rate on the machine. And you also won't be able to book the wrong type of employee, let's even say, that doesn't have the proper licensing or certification to work on a particular line or area. Everything is recorded in real time. You'll have a history of everything that's going on within the system and also detailed. The return on investment with visual planning is quick. You'll see it right off the bat as soon as you use the system. So depending on the size of the customer, as far as that full return on investment, you'll usually see that within the first 2 months. And again, we have configurations that take 5 to 10 days. We have some configurations that could take over 100 days. So it's all dependent on the size of your configuration and what you would want inside of your solution. Here's Bob and I's information. Anytime that you would like to reach out to us with any questions, setting up a demo, any information that you would like, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We're both very responsive and we would definitely get back to you as soon as we're able to. I'll give this a second so you can see this. So now I'm going to get into the demo. As we've stated, we're basing this demo around the automotive industry, automotive production and manufacturing specifically. What you're seeing on this first screen is a dashboard. This dashboard is user group specific. So the person that's logging into the system, the user, they're going to see whatever's relevant to them. All of this will be customized and configured to make sure that if they need to see upcoming delivery processes, if they have to see certain reports, if they have to see things that are reaching their deadline, all of this will be tailored to the user that's logging into the system to make sure that they have visual cues on everything that's important to them and they see the information that's relevant to what their schedule persists. Going on to the first favorite screen, we'll push this button to get into the process scheduling. So on the left side over here, you could see that we have 2 types of models that are in the production line. We have our Model S and Model EL. You could see the different activities or processes that are going on over here. All of this information, again, could be put inside of these activity boxes as needed. We could put any information inside of the box. We could put any information inside of that little shadow that goes over so that when you're looking for specific information, again, it'll be relevant to what you need to see. A lot of this will also be automated, semi-automated, and also have the option to be manual as well. Everything you're seeing me do in this demo is manual, so I'm just giving you some insight into how this could be set up for you guys. So for instance, if we're connecting to an ERP system, all these different work packages are coming through and being assigned different vehicle numbers. You could see on the left, we have our VIN numbers lined up and the different processes that are going through the line to produce these different vehicles. In a full automated solution, you won't need to take this drag and drop and bring it down. It'll automatically know whether it's based off a start date or a projected shipping date and be scheduled automatically based on that. But you could see here, we could just populate this automatically and everything will show up on the screen for your scheduling needs. Inside, there might be subtasks as well. So you might need to follow different tasks that are inside of the actual vehicle production as well. And even inside some subtasks, you have tasks to the subtasks. So again, you'll have a full detail of everything that's going on inside each of your activities so that you have full visibility into the production of your vehicles. I'm going to show you a couple different views here. So over here, you could see a couple of the vehicles that you have in your production line. You could see the different Gantt charts for them. And we could provide any information in these columns that you would need to see. Right now, I'm just showing the start dates and I'm showing the process name. So if you would need to see a projected end date, current status, even if colors would need to change based off status as well. All of that is capable. It'll be based around what your requirements and how you need to rule your process flow. Over here, just showing you how if there's anything internal that needs to be done as well, we'll have some ways so that you can easily see this information. So we do understand that certain parts need to be replenished, different areas within the production. Let's say that a line goes down and you need to do some work on that line. These tickets or work orders could be created again in visual planning, or we could import them from a system that's already doing that. And all the information we could lie in here and show what tasks that need to be done, again, if they're internal work orders that rely on other things being done within your production. The end over here, just showing a report. This is just showing total hours for specific job titles. So if there's a specific area or specific line, we can give you targets or show where they're at and specific on time value. We could also show this on utilization. So if they need to reach a certain target, we can also have that set up so that you could see that easily. And when we get to a report later on in this demo, I'll show you how we can even have color cues inside of here so that you can easily identify if things are overutilized, underutilized, or if they're at a certain target that they need to be reached or approaching, again, based off of what your requirements are. So you see here, we have our work packages, we have our vehicles that are going into production. Once they're done with production, they'll usually have to go into a storage facility, and we can actually have that capacity management as well done for you. This could be an automated solution. For this demo, you're going to see this manually put in, but we have our 3 storage facilities down here below. We have the vehicles that have been completed off production that are showing up here on the top. And again, in an automated solution, this would automatically bring them to a storage facility that has the capacity to be stored in and set up so that they can reach their shipping date. So let's just go into here. We're going to drop this into storage 1 for week 16. And now that vehicle is going to be stored in this facility. You could see here, there's a certain capacity for each of these facilities, so more vehicles will be able to be stored than others. For this value, I put this low so that you could see if we try to bring other vehicles in this facility at that same moment, there's not enough room in that facility to fulfill this request. So again, in an automated solution, we'll have the different constraints and rules. So different things like that cannot happen. It would automatically be scheduled in the appropriate place. And if there was no space across all the different facilities, we would be able to alert you and let you know that there is no space for this vehicle based off of the storage room or again, how your process is set up. So I'm going to take this vehicle now. I'm going to bring it down into storage 2. We're going to extend this 2 weeks. And while it's in the storage, for instance, there could be different activities that need to be assigned while it's in storage. Let's say the battery would need to be disabled. We could take that battery, take that activity, drop it right within that vehicle. So again, as this is all being done, you can also have all the different activities while it's in storage place being set up. Visibility and everything that's going on within your processes. So now I'm going to bring you to show you how we can assign different resources to these processes if it's needed to. In here, you'll see a little bit more color in the background. You'll see a report that we added over to here. So again, whoever is logging into the system, they're going to see whatever information is relevant to them. So I'm going to see my scheduled projects over here, how many current vehicles that I have on the line that I'm currently managing in my specific location of the facility. Any of my employees that are absent today, we have a large value. So let's say we got a lot of people on spring break and 3 of my machines are currently in maintenance. So I know that these are currently being repaired. And again, if I know what it's like down in the workshop, I can have some insight into here. And we could even set up another, let's say, event list over here. So if you want to see which specific machines are down, what was previously assigned to them, where it was reassigned, and what the current status is, we can have that all set up in here so that you could see that. Let's get into the project. So just like I was showing you with the work packages, I brought these work packages in here. You could see the same information. These are the 3 different vehicles that I have to schedule the machines and employees to. Again, this could be a fully automated solution here where we automatically based off certain exceptions, certain skill sets, availability, capacity. Again, different rules. We can automatically schedule these machines and resources. We can also give you a list of what is the recommended resource to be scheduled as well, if this is something that you want to semi-automatically do or manually do. So you can see up here, we have different machines scheduled to each process. I'm going to show you over here on vehicle number 268, how we can assign a machine just by dragging it and dropping it right onto the machine. Really simple right there. I can extend it for the full life. We can also have it automatically extend the full life. Right now I have everything scheduled to the hour. And I'm going to show you again how simple this is. I'm going to just take machine 6 over here and assign it. Again, this could be an automated solution if it needs to be. And by automated, we can understand what's being done in the process, what machine's capable of being assigned to that, and based off capacity, different rules set up into your solution, we can have that automatically assigned. Over here, we can also assign the tool based off recommendation. So you can see I just right click and hit assign. Over here, it's going to show me different machines that are available and what's capable of doing the activity that's at hand. So I'm going to pick machine 1 over here to be assigned. And there you see it's assigned right to here. All very simple. The same thing can go with your employees. So if you need to assign different employees to a specific line or machine to supervise what's going on at that specific line, that could all be set up. And again, this could be based off skill set, certification, etc. So I'm going to take Walter, for instance. I'm going to assign him to machine 2. And if I don't know if someone has a certain certification, etc., I could just go to this employee line. It could show me the different people with the proper skill set that's available as well. You don't need to just see name and position. We could show a lot of different items here if needed. I'm going to pick Danielle for here because she's capable of doing this particular activity. And now Danielle was assigned to this activity. If Danielle needs to be sent an alert, a text message, an email, have visuals into her own visual planning setup, all of that would make sure that she's alerted to it, make sure she's assigned to this area. And again, whatever that process entails for her to do at that line, we can make sure that we can incorporate that into your solution as well. Taking a look at our different resources here, I have the color now set up based off of status. So I could see different items, different information that I would like to put in here. I just put a lot of different icons, different information so that you could see it's going to be customized to what you need to see in each of these activity boxes. Up here, I have 2 different types of machines that I could select. And just by holding the control button, if I want to see all my machines, I could just easily do that as well. Over here, I'm scheduling specific maintenance. So if I want to do this myself, let's say after this machine 6, there needs to be a cleaning that needs to be assigned to this. I could just assign that cleaning right to it. And now you can see this is fully utilized for this specific time period, for instance. We can automate this process as well based off what your production flow and production processes entail. And what I mean by that is if this machine is doing or performing a certain activity within your production process, and anytime it's doing that specific activity, there needs to be a downtime to change the molding on it for another type of part that needs to be done. Or there needs to be a cleaning based off certain paint that's being used for that specific part of the project, so it could use a different paint on its next process. We can incorporate this automatically so that if there is a cleaning, if there is a downtime that needs to be incorporated into your process, that's calculated automatically, it's scheduled automatically so that you can see the history of this. All preventive, corrective maintenance, everything could be managed and maintained so that there could be no risk in any of that scheduling when it comes to machine or employee utilization as well. On the bottom here, as I mentioned, I'm basing this off of an 8-day utilization chart. So if this is based off a target that it needs to reach in order to get to this value, we can have those all displays set up here, all the proper calculations, and again, all the specific color cues so that once it reached, let's say, 45 hours, there needs to be some type of maintenance done, or you just want to see the utilization total hours on each machine, all of this can definitely be set up. No issues. Going here as well, showing you the employee management screen so that you can easily see how we can do the same thing with your employees. And you can manage employee time as well if it's being assigned. And it could also be requested, confirmed. We can incorporate those processes as well. So if someone requests to have time off, again, it can go to the manager, automatically change the status, etc. So the last view I'm going to show you in here is a reporting view. And any type of reports that you would need to view, we can create these for you. And you could easily change between reports just with a click. So if there's specific, let's say, weekly reports that you need to manage with your team, you need to see full machine utilization. You need to see how many cars or automobiles are being produced at a specific rate. We can have whichever report that you would need created for you. And again, you could change how you view it at any time. Up here, as I mentioned earlier, we can have specific colors show certain like activities or certain alerts for each type of resource. So let's say something goes over its target value. We could show that, let's say, by a red color showing that it's went to 48 hours. So anything, let's say, over 40 hours that was scheduled for a specific machine without getting maintenance is being overutilized. We can easily show you these different alerts. And again, if it's being underutilized, we could show you those alerts as well. All of these could be specific to the machine. So if a machine has a certain usage rate, has a certain, let's say, maintenance management rate, so that it's specifically done at a time period, except and not like hours being utilized, all of that could be specific to what you guys would need for your solution. All right. So that is my demo. Let me just pull up this screen over here. I want to make sure I take some questions from everybody. And Brian, I'll hand it off to you.
Yep, thank you, Sean. So as Sean said, if you have any questions right now, please be sure to utilize the Q&A session or a button at the bottom if you want to submit some questions. We did have a few questions, Sean, so we'll get started with those. But please, if you have any questions, please put those in the Q&A button, and I'll have them address those for you. So Sean, the first question we had, what are the benefits of purchasing a production/manufacturing planning and scheduling solution like visual planning?
All right, that's a good question. So there's four, I would say there's four main things. I'll go into each of them. So first, connectivity. So we'll be able to connect all the different departments, each workshop, your machines, your resources to one system. It'll all be able to measure the productivity, equipment KPIs, all in real time. We also have automation. So we could capture all this data automatically. It's going to improve efficiency throughout the production floor. It's going to give insight into all quality, quality assurance, operators, managers, even the executives, that will allow them to have a strategic plan to improve all the pre-processes that were being used, let's just say. So again, could forecast, can improve a lot of the different areas that different machines and different process were being underutilized. As far as tracking, business can get an instant feedback. So you'll have clear visuals on your production metrics, interactive dashboards, as you've seen, for direct user interface, auto and semi-automatic actions to make sure that we control performance. And finally, I just want to mention the analysis where we could identify bottlenecks, pinpoint problem areas for continuous production improvements, improve equipment effectiveness, scheduling, inventory processes, reduce downtime, increase productivity for all your different resources. So it's pretty much endless, but yeah, I think that pretty much answers that question there. You have your connectivity, your automation, your tracking, and your analysis.
All right, thank you, Sean. The next question we had come in, what is the difference between planning and scheduling?
All right, that's another good question. So you have production planning, you have production scheduling. So production planning in itself, this is when you allocate raw materials, resources, processes to specific products, and they all have specific deadlines. Scheduling is where you're organizing, coordinating the production process to meet specific demands of customers. You want to optimize resource usage. So as far as planning, within visual planning, you'll be alerted to upcoming deadlines. You'll be aware of raw material inventory where you can't specifically schedule a project for a specific end date because the inventory hasn't showed up for time, for instance. We're going to make sure that as long as all the materials, everything is there, and if we're managing these materials, there'll never be an issue. But if we're, let's say, integrating into another system that manages this inventory, we're going to make sure that every type of production process is being started on time. And if because of, let's say, specific inventory and such, we'll be able to alert you if it's not capable of doing that from the information that we feed into the integration from that other system. When it comes to scheduling, you'll have all the phases of your projects laid out, user-friendly way. It's going to be colorful. It'll be customized views so that you can see all the details of your project at once. You'll have insight into all the machines scheduled to specific tasks, and human resources scheduled as well, all without any risk whatsoever. Hopefully that answered that.
All right, thank you, Sean. The next question we had, why do you need production planning and scheduling in your business?
Well, to start, you want maximum efficiency in your business, and especially nowadays, scheduling can be extremely challenging. So you have a wide range of resources, different processes that you have to manage. With proper planning, proper scheduling, it's extremely necessary. And with visual planning, you get a solution that's going to take any risk out of your scheduling and planning, give you full visuals into everything you're trying to do, alert you with certain bottlenecks, for instance, make scheduling and planning easy, efficient, and 100% risk-free.